Hi Libra, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe, click on the little bell, that way you are notified every time that I post, and give this video a big thumbs up. I do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. As always, this is going to be a general reading. General meaning it may or may not resonate. All of the decks that I pull from will be listed in the description. Just give me one moment here while I get my cards. If you feel that the messages in this reading do not resonate, I encourage you to check out my other readings for your other placements, meaning your moon sign, your Venus sign, all that good stuff, because those messages may resonate for you more. And if you still feel that those messages didn't resonate for you, I encourage you to come back next week when I do an updated reading for Libra. And if you don't know what placements are in your natal chart, just go on Google and look up free natal birth chart. You just have to know your date of birth, your place of birth, meaning the city and the country, and what time you were born, and you will be able to look that up for free. This is going to be a general love reading. Is your ex going to come back during the end of September, going into beginning of October? Messages for Libra. Okay, what's good to start out this reading is you're moving away from indecision. You were either gaining more clarity about a situation, or you're coming to be able to make an important decision. You're moving away from should I, shouldn't I, should I do this, should I do that, and not being able to make a decision. Some of you, it is definitely about love. Possibly with a female, because I have woman holding a heart in the upright. If you are not indecisive about love, you may feel like, well, I'm single, I don't want to be lonely, I want to be in a relationship with someone, then that's great. There's going to be some sort of a delay or even a cancellation. You might be desiring to move on or just get away for a while. However, there may be a delay or cancellation with that. Something could be standing in your way, or perhaps lines of communication may get crossed. Remember, you can always create new adventures, even in your present location or situation. This is journey in reverse. This might have something to do with the pandemic, and you're like, man, I can't travel anywhere, I can't go out anywhere, I can't do anything, I can't date right now because everything is shut down. Something like that. Happy choice to open the door to a more spiritual pursuit. You may have been obsessed with worldly issues before, but your readiness to go deeper is now here. Many people believe they can't live in the material world, make lots of money, and engage in spiritual priorities at the same time. But now you're realizing, Libra, that this is not true. So with the garden and the gate in reverse, some of you are on a more spiritual pursuit, meaning that you're having like a spiritual awakening. You may be doing things that are a little bit more spiritual. I mean, obviously you're into tarot card readings, or else you probably wouldn't be watching my channel or my video. This could represent saging your house or saging your space, doing some sort of crystal grid or crystal healing method. Just becoming a more spiritual person or having a spiritual awakening of some kind. There may also be a delay or cancellation with a journey to see a woman or a female who is either coming into your life, or she may already be here in terms of love. This is a very good love card to get because it does represent new love and new romance with a female. Now, you guys know that I am not sexist with my readings. In the deck, there is also a man holding a heart card. However, since that did not come out, that was not the message that, was meant for y'all to hear. So I don't want you to think I'm being sexist by only saying that a female or a woman is coming in or having a big impact for your life. Obviously, if you are into women, into females, then that would be a good thing, obviously. But this may also be someone who has a lot of feminine in their natal chart, because different zodiac signs represent masculine and feminine. It doesn't have anything to do with your gender, but this person may have a lot of feminine in their natal chart. We're going to go ahead and clarify indecision in the reverse. Coconut rough chocolate, inner self, followed by Mother's Day chocolate, goddess energy. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify journey in reverse. Okay. Chocolate box mystery, and one more chocolate card. Garden and the gate in reverse. Chocolate brownie self-worth. Okay. True friends who are candid and rugged can also be the most honest, even if they're a little bit rough around the edges or a bit of a storyteller. Seek out a friend who best fits this description during periods of depression or emotional hurt. It is okay to feel down, and it is safe to let others know when you do. So some of my Libras have been really questioning or indecisive about a friendship, is what this is telling me. With the depression part of coconut rough chocolate, that's kind of like, do I let this person in, is what I heard very strongly. Like, do I tell my friends that I'm not doing well emotionally? Do I tell them that I'm crying and anxious and depressed? Do I let them in on that vulnerable side of me? And then others of you, the other story that I'm getting with these two cards is you were trying to make a decision regarding a friendship period, meaning, should I continue this friendship or should I cut it off completely? Mother's Day chocolate. Okay, your maternal instinct is in overdrive at the moment. A time to tap into your feminine side and your mother goddess energy and birth a dream or new venture to the world. Be still, vision, create, nurture, and manifest. So this reminds me of the Major Arcana, the Empress card in Tarot, right? A mother, a nurturer, a creator. Libras, if you're looking for confirmation, this is definite female, woman, energy is going to be strong around you, whether this is your actual mother or a grandmother or a neighbor, somebody with all of these characteristics, but a lot of woman, female, feminine energy. Some of you guys may be embracing your feminine side. Again, has absolutely nothing to do with gender. Or you are embracing being a goddess. That's what I wanted to say. So beauty, having a lot of self-confidence, feeling like you're a princess or a queen. Because some of you are going through a rough time with depression or hurt, feeling down, feeling sad or blue, if you will. And you need to feel like a god or a goddess again. Like have that self-confidence and your self-esteem is high and you're feeling really good about yourself or your life in general. Chocolate box. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Life is a mystery. Some days are hard, some are soft, some are easy, some are bitter, and some are filled with sadness, and other days are full of sweetness. The cycle of life is forever moving, changing, and adapting. So some of you guys are having mystery in terms of when am I going to get to travel? When am I going to take that business trip? When am I going to take my family on vacation? And again, I'm feeling like this travel strongly has to do with the pandemic, but also life in general doesn't just have to represent an actual vacation. This may be your next move or your next step. Like, what path am I supposed to go down? This message has come out strongly for the past couple readings that I've done. A lot about what's my next move, what's my next turn, and you're just a little bit unsure. Some of you have gone through a really big change or dramatic change, because it says change itself can be difficult and traumatic, but remember that we are currently enjoying a very spiritual and karmic time of our human existence. Live in the now, count your blessings, think positive. The wheel of fate is forever turning. So definitely, this is also giving me major arcana in traditional tarot would be the Wheel of Fortune, right? The wheel is turning. We're having good luck and chance and fortune on our side. Some of you are taking a very spiritual journey or becoming a more spiritual person with these two cards. Just either doing things that might be more stereotypical, right, of being spiritual, such as saging your house or doing crystal grids, something like that. You may be engaging in candle magic or candle spells, like buying candles and then you carve names or words into them, dress them up with oils and herbs, doing some sort of a ritual or a spell. Chocolate brownie self-worth. Are you having a hard time accepting just how important you really are? Is the full potential of your personal power buried deep beneath the weight of low self-esteem? Your ego feels wounded. Old hurts rise to the surface at the slightest provocation. There may be a reduced sense of self-worth. Avoid being overly indulgent, as such a tendency is not always good for you. Accept your greatness, be authentic, start standing in your power, be patient as you learn to understand yourself better. And you already know what I'm going to say, Libra, with goddess energy and self-worth. Some of you guys have been really hurt, possibly emotionally. We do have old wounds, so this could represent an ex, somebody that you used to date or be in a relationship with, because this is a love reading or an is your ex going to come back reading. And some of you were really wounded, like you're a wounded warrior or a wounded soldier, and you need to get back into your game of having lots of self-confidence, knowing that you are worthy, and knowing that confidence and having that self-esteem be high rather than it being low, and you're like, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not good enough, I hate myself, I hate the way that I look. Like, that's really what I'm picking up on. Because somebody hurt you in the past. Look at that. The World, bottom of the deck energy, major arcana. A brilliant success. Freedom to go in any direction. A journey that is now complete. Now this is not only major arcana, but this is the last major arcana in the Fool's Journey in tarot. So you guys are having success come your way. I see that very strongly. Possibly success when it comes to love. And for those of you who are either dealing with someone with a lot of feminine in their natal chart, or actually a woman or a mother figure, this may, what I mean by mother figure is obviously not your mother, because you're asking about love, but this may represent a older woman or a woman who is older than you, Libra. And that is the new love that is coming about. You may also meet your new partner through a female friend, is also what I heard strongly. Like, they introduce you to this person, and the reason that y'all were introduced was from a female friend. But you have success coming your way, and know that you have the freedom to go anywhere, even with journey in reverse. Travel plans may be delayed at this time. I mean, for obvious reasons because of COVID-19, but that doesn't mean that in the future, there won't be future opportunities to travel. Some of you are completing a journey or completing a cycle with someone. You may be choosing to let your ex go. Maybe you are not in communication. We will clarify with the tarot and my animal cards. But you may have given up, not just given up on love, but given up on an ex. This, because we also have friendship with coconut chocolate, you may have decided to walk away from a friendship, or you thought that the friendship was going to turn into love and romance and dating, but then it never did. Like, you thought you would evolve to something more than just friends, but it never blossomed or grew into that, if that makes sense. Like, you were hoping to take things to the next level, and you may have been friend zoned by someone, is what I just heard. Like, you wanted something more, you wanted a commitment, but they friend zoned you. Or we're like, I only want to be friends. I can't love you. You're my friend. And you're like, well, what do you mean you can't love me? Like, I want something more. All right, so we have the Five of Spring, which would represent the, hang on. I can't remember if this book tells me. Okay, Wands. So we have the Five of Spring or the Five of Wands in traditional tarot. Yeah, there is definitely conflict here with a friend. You have been really trying to make a decision, as I said, not to repeat myself, but do I continue this friendship or do I cut communication off and let the friendship go? For others of you, if that story does not resonate, it's about, do I let my friend in on the inner conflict, meaning my depression, feeling down, things like that. Like, do I open up and let them in on that much vulnerable side of me? You may be trying to show your friends that you're confident even though you're really not. You might be trying to show your friends that you're happy and you've moved on, possibly from an ex or an ex-lover, someone that you used to date or be in a relationship with, and you're trying to come off as strong and that you're over your ex when you know deep down that that's not the true, authentic you. Next tarot card is the Prince of Autumn. I believe that this would represent the Page of Pentacles in traditional tarot. There may be an offer coming in from someone, possibly a female, an older female, excuse me. You may also have a new beginning in terms of your finances, something having a new beginning in terms of work, money, or career. A person with these characteristics, dependable, humorous, protective, and chivalrous, regardless of gender, may also be coming in for you, Libra. So this person, possibly who is a new love or a new romance interest for you, is going to be, this woman is going to be dependable. She's going to be protective, possibly protective of her heart. So she may not let you in. And you're like, well, what do you mean she won't let me in? Like, I'm single, she's single, why can't I get in? But she may have been heartbroken in the past. And the reason why she's holding on so tightly to her heart is because she doesn't want her heart to get broken. Energies can always be reversed, Libra. So this woman holding a heart and having protection over it, this could be you guarding your own heart. You're like, I've been heartbroken before. I've gotten played. I just came out of a relationship where the person was a player, and I am not getting my heart broken ever again. So that is how a new love might see you, as being closed off, not very open to love and dating, because you've been hurt a lot in your past by obviously one or more exes. Ooh, another prince, Prince of Summer. Okay. Falling in love suddenly, being swept off of your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. Now, in traditional tarot, this would represent the Page of Cups. So, we have two princes here, or two pages. This person, if you're looking for character traits, romantic, flirtatious, captivating, and dramatic. So Libra, it is up to you to decide if you are the Prince of Summer and this is your energy, how you are treating other people, or if this is a new energy coming forward. But some of you have a new beginning coming, not just in terms of finances, but in terms of love. This person may be a little bit mysterious because I'm focusing on the words captivating and also romantic, but the chocolate box mystery might be like, maybe you thought that you would never fall for someone with, I could give some examples with blonde hair, let's just say. You're like, I love brunettes, but the new love who came into my life was a blonde. Or I never thought that I would fall in love with an older woman. Maybe there is a big age gap between the two of you, and if you two were dating, it would be what they call an age gap relationship, something like that. And you thought, I never would have dated a woman who's 20 years older than me or 30 years older than me. Hey, I don't judge. I believe love is love, okay? there is such thing as age gap relationships, and you're like, I'm really falling in love with her, but I don't know how my family is going to react because we have such a big age difference. Or some of you are even about your friendships or your close friends, and you're like, how do I tell my friends that I'm dating a much older man? How do I tell them that he's old enough to be my dad or old enough to be my grandpa? Like, how do I tell them that, and how are they going to receive that energy? Now, my other two fairy cards are the Eight of Winter, and this would represent the Eight of Swords. And so we're feeling stuck, the illusion of being trapped. Now, the key word with the Eight of Winter is illusion. You are not really trapped. Whatever situation, whatever energy, whatever is stressing you out, you are not really stuck there. And some of you are going to be like, well, I'm stuck with my family because we all live together and I have to love them because they're my blood. If this family member is not a good person to you, meaning they are toxic or narcissistic, you are not stuck in being in a relationship strictly because of blood. People walk away from family members and love interests all the time, but you're feeling stuck. Some of you may also feel stuck in a relationship or a friendship. This could also represent a job that you really you're like, well, I have to do this job even though I hate it because I have to pay my rent, I have to buy food, I have to work and make money, but you're like, man, I'm really stuck at this dead-end job. And then some of you are really dissatisfied because we have the Four of Summer, aka the Four of Cups. Some of you guys are really distracted during the end of September and failing to see a magical opportunity. You're just having strong discontentment with your life in general. You could even be taking someone or something for granted. Some of you guys, the reason why you're so dissatisfied is because of self-worth and confidence or your self-esteem, and you just feel so low emotionally, possibly with depression, anxiety, just feeling blue, not really feeling like yourself, not having a lot of energy. You may even find that it's hard to get out of bed in the morning, and you're like, what's the point? Why am I fighting? What am I here for? Some of you guys are dealing with a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I do also have strong water energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we also have earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So we have all of the signs here. And keep in mind, this may just not only represent their sun sign, but they may also have a lot of water in their chart, such as their moon sign or their north node, all of those good placements. Libra, to close out this reading, I am going to pull some animal cards just to gain a little bit more clarity about our fairy cards. I know, I just realized that. I'm like, we have all the elements here. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. These princes, the Prince of Autumn, excuse me, and the Prince of Summer, this could I feel like this is two different people. Yeah, this is two different people. One may be a love interest at your job or at your workplace, and then another is coming forward just in general in terms of love. I feel like with the Prince of Summer, it's going to happen rather quickly because we do have the message about being swept off of your feet, falling in love very suddenly. So this is something that may happen rather quickly. The Prince of Autumn, I'm feeling like might be a little bit of a slower energy because I feel like the Suit of Pentacles is rather slow moving. Like if y'all know the tarot card, the Knight of Pentacles, like yeah, he's coming in with an offer, but it's like really slow. And I'm kind of getting that vibe that in terms of your job or career, possibly finding love, that person may come in slowly, but then there's this other person who's like ready to scoop you up. They're ready to scoop you up and love you and take you home. And it's like one day you're dating, you know, you thought, you're really depressed, you can't get out of bed, what's the meaning of life? You're very discontent in terms of your life or love life, and then boom, this Prince of Summer comes flying in, and that's like your Prince Charming or your knight in shining armor. Trying to pull, okay, that one. All right, so our animals are animal deities. Symbolism, divinity, guidance, and wisdom. Some of you guys may be seeking a higher power. You may be engaging in a lot of prayer to whoever it is that you believe in, whether this is God or the universe, your ancestors. You're trying to get some guidance or wisdom. Again, you're having conflict with a friend. Do I let this person in or do I let them go? Do I show them the vulnerable side of me or do I just pretend like everything's okay? As I said, you may be doing a lot of praying. You may be watching lots of tarot card readings or even paying to have psychics do readings for you. This may be a friend that you've had for a while. With the Five of Spring, maybe you've known each other for 5 years. Maybe you've been friends since you were 5 years old, like kindergarten. You are having some sort of conflict in terms of friendship. The reason why you're having so much conflict too might be because you are differing in opinions, feeling at odds with yourself or other people. Could also represent overly ambitious people. Yeah, so that whole thing I was telling you about an age gap relationship, maybe you and your friend, the conflict here is one of you believes in love and age gap relationships and the other person is like, no. Like, I think it's gross. That person's old enough to be your dad. Why would you go out with this person? She's so old. She's like a grandma. She has gray hair. And, you know, you're a young 25-year-old. You're like, why are you going out with someone who has a full head of gray hair? So there may be a difference in opinion in terms of love. This could also represent who you date. Like you think you should date someone from your job, but your friend is like, no, that's going to be really awkward if y'all break up because you're at the same job, you're at the same department. What if you guys break up and then you have to see each other every day at work and you're like, oh, but it'll be okay. Because when we're in love and you're having lots of romance and being swept off of your feet and falling in love, you're not thinking about what if we break up? What if we separate? No. Who would have that mindset, right? Unless you were really, truly unhappy in a marriage or a relationship. But you're probably not thinking about that when you're in love with someone. No, you're not thinking about the breakup. You're not thinking about separation. Your mind isn't there. Now, clarifying my Prince of Autumn is the frog, symbolism, feminine energy, creation, and I cannot pronounce that word. Fecundity or fecundity. Diddy, Diddy, I don't know. In Egypt, frogs were placed on mummies to facilitate rebirth. There was a big abundance of frogs at the time of the annual Nile flood, and this associates them with fecundity or fecundi, or I don't know. The people consider the frog to be a lord over water, a feminine symbol, and did not kill them, meaning they didn't kill the frogs. Native American people of North America, the frog has been associated with the moon, which is also a feminine symbol. One story tells of the frog jumping into the moon where it rules for eternity. So, little background about the frog. Yeah, for those who need confirmation, there is very clearly a woman or somebody who has a lot of feminine in their natal chart is going to be prevalent for you during September and October. This may represent your actual mom or your actual grandma, like you're spending a lot of time with them, or you're being more open with family members, like, hey, I'm really not doing well. I like to pretend that I'm doing well, but I'm really not. Or you're opening up to family members in terms of love, like, hey, I met this great guy and I would like for you to meet them because you're my mom or you're my auntie, and you're like, you have to meet him. I met this great guy, and we're talking, we're flirting, we're chatting, and because you're my family, I would like for you to get to know him. Clarifying Prince of Summer, symbolism, feminine energy, fertility, and abundance. Y'all already know what I'm going to say about feminine energy. Here's 4 cards coming in about females and women and feminine energy. Some of you guys may also simply be embracing your more feminine side, again, regardless of gender. Some of you got, wait a minute, wait a minute, Libra, hold on. Hold on, Libra. We got fertility and abundance with the Prince of Summer, falling in love quickly. Ooh, Libra. Libra. Somebody wants to get pregnant. I'm sorry. I have to call it as I see it. Somebody, you meet them and you're like, this person is gorgeous. They're so handsome. And you're like, I want to have their baby. I want to have their kid. For a small portion of you, I do have to say, you may get pregnant by this person rather quickly. That is another very strong possibility. And also, did you notice behind the Prince of Summer is a moon? We were just talking about the moon and feminine energy with the frog card. Oh yeah, Libra, somebody here, you either want to get pregnant by this person, you want to you're like, I want to have your baby, you're so beautiful, you're so handsome, let's have a family together. And you may also be having an abundance in terms of your fertility, meaning that you are going through a really fertile time. This could be like when you're ovulating as well, not to be too personal, but you're like, oh, I just fell in love with this person. I think that he's the most handsome man. I think she's the most beautiful girl, and we want to have a family together. We want to have children together. Some of you too, another message I'm getting, going back to the age gap relationship, is you may feel like you want to have a family with this person quickly because one person may not have as much time as the other. Think about it. If you are a 20-year-old and you're in a relationship with somebody who is in their 50s or their 60s, keep in mind the older you get, the less fertile you become. That's true for women, not 100% for men. It depends on your fertility situation. Okay, I'm not trying to dig too deep in, but you're like, because this person is possibly a lot older than you are, they may already have children, but their children would be grown. You might be the same age as some of your love's children, which might be a little odd to think about, but I mean, some relationships are honestly like that, and you're like, man, this guy is 50, he's 60, we need to hurry up and have a baby because he might only get to spend 10 years with that baby. Something like that. Or you may feel defeated because you met this older person who already has grown children, possibly around your age, might be a little older than you, might be a little bit younger. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But you're like, you might be feeling a little bit defeated because you might be told by this person, I don't want to have any more kids. I'm not doing diapers. I'm not buying formula. I'm not staying up all night with a crying infant. I did that, X amount of years ago. But more than being told no by your person, that's only for a small portion of you. For the rest of you, I feel like your mindset is, I need to get pregnant quickly. I need to have a baby, let's just say a year from now, because this person is already so much older than me, and they might only get 5, 10, 15 years with the baby because of our age gap. And then our last animal card is crocodile. Symbolism, opportunity, risk, fertility, and life. So fertility is very clearly on somebody's mind here, whether this is your mind or your partner's mind. Yeah, some of y'all, I'm hearing you want to risk it all for love. And by not just risking it for love, but you want to risk having sex and getting pregnant. You're like, yeah, I know we just met. I know we don't know each other really well. We've only been talking for a couple days, a couple weeks. I'm sorry, not talking for a couple days. We've only talked for a couple weeks. We've only known each other for a couple months. You may have only hung out a couple times, is what I meant to say. You might have been planning a journey to go see this person, spend a lot more time with them, but you are just really busy with work and they're busy with work. There may also be distance between the two of you. You may not live in the same city or the same neighborhood, even the same country. You may be involved in a long distance relationship. Either of this person used to live near you and moved away, or you're doing you met online. I heard that very strongly. Some of you are willing to risk it all for love. You know that you've been hurt and heartbroken in your past. You know that you have one or more exes that are weighing on your mind and are hitting you in terms of your confidence and your self-esteem. Despite the heartbreak, Libra, you're willing to open up your heart to love again. And for others of you, it's about, I'm going to risk it and have sex with this person, possibly getting pregnant because we're not using protection or birth control or anything. And you're like, I'm hearing you don't care if you get pregnant because you want your own family. Somebody here very strongly desires their own family. You want a house, you want to be married, you want to have children, and you want to grow. And you're like, yeah, I know that we don't know each other very well. I know we just met, but I'm going to take a risk and risk getting pregnant because I've really fallen in love with this person. And they may not have as much time as me due to an age gap, and you're willing to get pregnant quickly. You're like, oh, we'll have 9 months to plan for the baby, and, we're going to have a baby shower and get everything that we need. In the process of the pregnancy, we're going to go to all the doctor's appointments together. We're going to grow closer. We're going to get to know each other better because we're going to be co-parenting this baby. Not just like not really custody, because custody would only happen if y'all were married, I think. But you're like, I don't care if I get pregnant or have a baby because now I got this person tied, right? You're like, I got this person realistically for the next 18 years, right? 18 years of child support. And you're like, I want a family. I want my own children. I don't care if I get pregnant quickly. Some of you may not care if this relationship works out. You may end up just being friends with this person. Like you hooked up, got pregnant, and you didn't want to take it any further, so you decided to remain friendly on friendly terms or doing the whole co-parenting thing rather than running to the altar and getting married in Las Vegas. Or telling your family, hey, I got pregnant really quickly, and then we decided to get engaged after 2 months of dating, something like that. I'm not saying that you don't care about the person that you're getting pregnant by, but I'm feeling like you're just kind of in this energy or this headspace. Like, I don't care if I get pregnant. I don't care that I don't know this person real well. Some of you, you're not worried about long term, like if you're going to marry your baby mother or baby father, you're like, I got pregnant. It is what it is. I'm going to do everything that I can for my child. I would like to have a relationship with the dad. It may work out. It might not work out. Maybe the mom doesn't end up being in the kid's life or the dad. You might also have a lot of conflict with the Five of Spring, meaning that because you didn't know each other as well as you thought you did, you may have rushed into marriage quickly, rushed into sex quickly, or rushed into pregnancy rather quickly. And that may also bring a lot of conflict, like marrying too soon, having sex too soon. You thought you knew this person inside and out, but then they flipped the switch and turned out to not be who they really said they were, or they had two sides or two faces to them, something like that. And now some of you are feeling like you're stuck in a marriage or stuck in a relationship because y'all got pregnant. And you're like, now I have this person tied down. We're going to be together whether we love each other or are each other's worst enemy because we got pregnant and now we're going to have to raise a child together. That might be in terms of the future is what I'm feeling with the Eight of Winter, because obviously you have to meet this person, find out you're pregnant, go through the 9 months pregnancy, and then start raising the infant. So this may not resonate until 6 months from now or a year from now or even 18 months from now. But you may end up feeling trapped in terms of your love life, and you're like, I have to be in a relationship because she's the mother of my child. And this may end up leading you to feeling discontentment in your life, having a lot of dissatisfaction, Libra, because you rushed into marriage or to sex too quickly, or you got pregnant really fast, and then you had to cover it up because you didn't want your family to know that you had only dated for 2 months, or you kind of just met each other and then one took the other home and you hooked up on the first night or the first date is what I'm trying to say. And then a month later, you're like, whoops, I'm pregnant. And you're like, how do I tell my family? How do I tell my friends? What is their reaction going to be? Some of you guys may also be questioning the pregnancy. I do have to say that because I am getting that message. Do you keep the pregnancy, or, you know, are you going to consider adoption or abortion because you rushed into sex and getting pregnant very, very quickly, and then things fell out with your baby daddy, and you're like, do I even want to go through with the pregnancy? You may also tell your partner or tell your family that you found out you're pregnant or got pregnant rather quickly, and they might not handle that news very well. They're like, what do you mean you're pregnant? You're too young. You didn't know this person. You know, how could you do something so irresponsible? And you're like, well, it happened. I'm trying to accept it for what it is rather than be upset about it. But you may have your mother or your grandparent, like a grandma or an aunt, or, you know, a female family member who is older than you, and they're like, I can't believe this. I can't believe you're pregnant. I can't believe you ran off to Vegas and got married. Like, you've only been dating for a couple months. You don't even know each other. You don't know each other very well, and like, they're disappointed in you. They might be discontent with you and your decision to rush into a relationship too quickly, or a marriage or a pregnancy, however this is resonating. You might be feeling discontentment, Libra, because you let down your mother or your father or whatever parent, guardian is in your life. And you're like, I never meant to hurt them. I never meant to disappoint them. I never meant to let them down. They're like, their reaction may be, how can you be with this person? How can you be pregnant by anyone, let alone a 50-year-old man? Like, that's gross. That's disgusting. That man's old enough to be your dad. How could you get pregnant by a guy who's old enough to be your dad? I'm not telling you it's disgusting. I'm saying that this may be your parent or even your grandparents' reaction. Like, when you tell them that you're in an age gap relationship, you reveal how old this person actually is. On the flip side, you may be the older one and this person may be a lot younger than you, and your family's like, well, how could you date her? She's young enough to be your daughter. What do you mean you got an 18-year-old girl pregnant when you're in your 40s? Like, what were you doing? What were you thinking? So I think I'm going to go ahead and close out this reading, Libras, because this is what I'm really seeing for you guys. Have a great week, and I hope everyone is doing great. Stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you guys in my next reading. Bye, Libras.